What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here with another sports video. So, as many of you know, the great Floyd Mayweather is going to be holding a exhibition match against Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul is a pretty big YouTuber, um, and he has a brother named damn, I forget the nigga name. I think it's like Ryan Paul or something like that. Like, uh. Forgive me for not knowing this dude's name, but I mean they're big YouTubers, but obviously I don't follow them or any of that stuff. Now I've heard of this one, Logan, for a couple years. I didn't even know he had a brother, um, but I've heard of Logan for a couple years. Again, I've never really watched anything. I watched one video that he did about like he was in Japan and made fun of or like acted like someone died or committed suicide in the forest. And then he got like a lot of blowback. And it was all over the headline. So I watched that back then when that happened. Outside of that, I haven't watched anything regarding him or his brother. I didn't know he had a brother until the brother fought Nate Robinson. And when the brother fought Nate Robinson, I thought it was him, Logan. Because I know Logan, again, had exhibition fights against that black dude who I think is also a YouTuber. And his name is like, it's like 3 letters or some shit like that. I don't really know who he is, but so yeah, Logan has been doing these type of fights for at least a few years now. So that's just a little background on that. Now there's a lot of people talking about, Floyd this, Floyd that, and because you got people that are boxing enthusiasts, such as myself. Then you have like the casual boxing fans. And then you have the people that don't watch boxing, but like the people that are coming from the Logan Paul side, like they're just watching it because he's in it type thing. So everyone has their things to say about it. Obviously, Stephen A. And then Max Kellerman are going to talk about it. I'm going to just add my 2 cents on the topic.
Is this fight bad for boxing?
I think it is. I don't like it. I'm not knocking the Pauls, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, like some people have, because paying attention to the world of boxing, promoters have been, controlling the sport for far too long. And when you have promoters controlling the sport, not giving you the fights that you want to see.
Yes, that's actually a huge issue in boxing, is that promoters control the fights. But you know what I don't understand? I really don't understand this. Obviously, not every boxer, but like the big name boxers shouldn't have promoters. Like if you're Canelo Alvarez, you don't need a promoter. You can make a fight against whoever the hell you want to fight. Okay? Like Floyd Mayweather literally laid the foundation for boxers to be able to make moves like that. For instance, LeBron James is credited with being the NBA player to like give players the power of mobility, right? Same rules apply with Floyd Mayweather. They don't have to. If you're a big name fucking fighter, you don't need a goddamn company behind you. Now not the younger ones, but the smaller names and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously you're gonna need that backing. But come on, man. Like, Tank Davis at this point wouldn't need one to make a fight. Obviously, Bud Crawford, Errol Spence wouldn't need. Pacquiao don't need. Like the big names, you can make your fucking own fight. Cut out the middleman, and then just make that bread. So I really don't understand why these guys don't do it. And then obviously look at these the Paul brothers. They're YouTubers, and as far as I know, they don't have a promotion company behind them. They shouldn't. They're their own promotion company. They're YouTubers. So I don't understand why the big name boxers don't do it. Because we all know that these promotion companies, they're literally like ruining the sport of boxing to a degree. And I don't know for the life of me why these dudes still stay with that. What they need to do is start signing shorter deals. in life, y'all, you have to be willing to bet on yourself. And if you're not willing to bet on yourself, then you can't be the one bitching at the end of the day when you don't get things that you want. Okay? What's the saying? Fortune favors the bold. It's simple as that, man. You got to bet on yourself. A lot of people they want that security, so they don't bet. They just play it safe, and then they sign that multi-year deal, and then that's just it. But don't be the one complaining at the end when it's all said and done. The Paul brothers are literally betting on themselves. And in doing so, they're reinvesting in themselves. And you should consider yourself your biggest, most fruitful asset. We live in a country where everyone literally complains all the goddamn time about how bad this country is. But this country, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's crazy that you can do whatever you want to do, but people are so limited in their thinking that they're, contained into just conforming to continuing to do what everyone has already done before them. But you don't have to, we all have different skills and qualities and attributes that make us unique. So, figure out what makes you unique or what you're good at or what you just really, really like to do, and then do that and figure out a way to monetize it. That's all you got to do. Like, for instance, the Logans, they're not boxers. That's not what they're good at. What they're good at is marketing. You don't get millions of Instagram followers and YouTube followers without marketing. Okay? So that's what they're good at. And because of that, now they're switching over to boxing. And you know what that is? That's also marketing. It's marketing. So that's what they're good at. You got to figure out what you're good at. And again, monetize it. Me, I'm a good instructor. I've coached sports, football, basketball, track. I've done, I was a music instructor for a while, teaching music theory. This platform I have right here was a form of teaching or instructing, like that's always what I've liked to do. When I come across knowledge and information, I understand that. Well, first, I'm very grateful for it, and because of that, I want to get other people to know what I know. All right, so within me, I don't know. It's just within me. I really like to coach and to tutor and stuff like that. That's really something that I like to do. Which again is probably why I do this channel. So do what you like, okay, and hone the craft, and then figure out a way to monetize it. Because if there's value in whatever the hell you're doing in America, you can be paid for it. So we have to stop with this whole it's hard out here, can't find a job. Look, if you got all this time being jobless, then that's time you should be spending reading some books and learning some shit and focusing on yourself and honing your skills and abilities. Okay? I know there's a lot of people right now that haven't been working because of the pandemic, but they've been receiving a whole lot, I don't say a whole lot of money, but they've been receiving money. So it's not like they haven't had any kind of cash flow coming in. And none of them have, I'm not going to say nobody, but none of the people that I know have reinvested in themselves, or tried to focus on the craft or hone the craft, you know what I mean? If I didn't have a job and I was home all day for months on end because of the pandemic, you know what? Look, I just made 100 videos on this channel. If that were the case, I would probably be somewhere around the 300, 400, maybe even 500 mark in videos created. 1, 2, I would have been able to invest some time in learning how to edit software and things like that to take the channel to the next level. Obviously, I would have read more books. That goes without being said. I would have been able to figure out how to. Because I also play Xbox from time to time, and I stream. And I also want to, add that. Now, I'm not, a gamer per se anymore. I used to be, but not anymore. But still, I still stream from now and then. Again, if there's value in something, people will pay for it. So, don't ever sell yourself short. I know there's people out there that might play video games every day, and then they don't have a Twitch account. And then my advice to you would be, get a Twitch account. And you might say, why? Because, look, you don't choose what people like. So don't throw it away or toss it to the side. For instance, when I write songs, and I haven't written a song in a while, but when I write songs, I never cross things out. So say I'm writing a line, and then I go back and I'm like, all right, I don't like this line. I don't cross it out. I just like draw an arrow saying like, skip this line and it's going to come down here or whatever the case may be. But I never cross out, because when you cross it out, you can't use it, because obviously if you cross it out, you're probably going to forget what was written here because you can't even see it. And so then it's gone, it's lost. So I never cross out. And again, because I might not like it that day, or someone that day that might have heard it didn't like that line, but it doesn't mean that line's a bad line. You know what I mean? So you don't just cross shit out or get rid of it. So again, if you play video games and you play with your friends, and y'all talk on Xbox party or party chats or whatever, don't just say, oh, no one wants to hear me talk about playing a video game. You don't know that. You don't know. So don't just count yourself out, all right? And not even just limited to that scenario. There's other situations, obviously, where people limit themselves and they say, oh, well, no, I can't do that, or people don't want to see that, or whatever. Listen, you don't know what the fuck people want to see. You'd be surprised, all right? You'd be surprised. I worked with people for many, many, many years, and I'm always surprised by, you look at people and you make an assessment and you say, all right, this is what I think this person is going to do, or say. And then they surprise you. They surprise you. So again, you can't decide what people want. Like again, I remember I ran some gyms a couple years ago, and you think of a gym, you think of a certain type of person. I would have people walk in that gym, and I'm like, this person's not gonna sign up or whatever, and then they sign up, and then they get personal training. And it's like, wow, I didn't think that was gonna happen. This guy looks like The Rock, but he's signing up here and getting a personal trainer. I would have thought that he was a personal trainer somewhere or something like that. So like you never know. So moral of that story is just put it out there. Put it out there. This is America, and you literally can do what you want. There's no limitations on that. And, I know quote unquote black people oftentimes throw the race card out and stuff like that, but you know what, man, it's only an obstacle if you allow it to be. And I think I have a video about that, about obstacles and shit like that, and what you allow. Things in your life are what you allow them to be. It's really that simple. If you have a negative mindset and you are, oh no, can't, won't, then you know what, the shit won't. And that's just, literally it will not. Because you're not accepting of it. You won't allow it to happen, okay? Or you can't see it happening, and that's why it won't happen. But you need to be able to see yourself doing anything. Don't limit your fucking self. You know what I'm saying? If someone else is doing it, then you could do it. Like, listen, for instance, I'm self-taught in music, right? I was 17 or 16. Might have been 16 or 17, right? And I'll never forget. It was after football practice one day. Went to a teammate's house after school, or the practice for that matter, just to chill, I wasn't in a rush to go home. So at his house, playing video games, and then he picks up a guitar. Now, obviously, I knew what a guitar was. But to this point, I had never seen one in my life, like up close and personal. I've only ever seen them on TV, cartoons and shit like that. And this was an acoustic guitar. So he's playing the guitar, and mind you, I'm from Brooklyn, so again, like I wasn't running across no guitars, like that often. I'm from Bed-Stuy, and nobody from my hood that I know of was playing a guitar. That was just like a foreign fucking object. So when he takes out the guitar, right, and I see it, I'm okay, that's the guitar. And then he starts playing it, and I'm like, oh shit, like I know what song he's playing. Like it sounds like good, like he's creating music right in front of me. So then he was playing a song. So then I was singing the lyrics, and I was like, oh, like crap, that was amazing. Like we literally just recreated that song, like right here. No practice. Like I just did it, and like I never did that before. So that literally like blew my mind. And then from that moment, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I want to play guitar. Like if he could do it, I could do it. And that's my mentality for everything in life. If another man could do something, I can do it too. Not saying like monkey see, monkey do, like just because I see someone doing something, I'm going to do it. No, it's just that I don't limit myself. I don't see someone doing something and say, oh, he could do it, but I can't. Like, no. If he could do it, I could fucking do it too. So, long story short, my ex-girlfriend at the time, her dad played guitar. And he had a couple guitars, and he had bought her a guitar when she was young, and it was like a little baby guitar, like a ukulele, but it actually had 6 strings on it. So they let me borrow that, and I learned how to play literally on that little baby guitar. Started out with "Smoke on the Water," and then the rest is history. From then, I've obviously had 2 bands. I've played dozens of shows in front of hundreds of people and dozens of different venues, from everywhere from like dive bars to like real fucking stages and shit, like Stone Pony and Crossroads. Oh man, even did a music festival too once. That was actually really cool. But anyway, I digress. Oh, and I've recorded. I think I've been a part of 3 albums, and obviously there's way more material that isn't recorded, but that's just how it happens. Anyone that makes music understands that. So anyway, yeah, that's how it all began. That's literally how it all began. So because I didn't limit myself. And again, I was like 16, 17. I wasn't young. I didn't go to, music classes, and I didn't learn music, from an instructor. I literally taught myself. I just would listen to songs and then like try to like play them. I just would like tune the guitar and train myself to like know what the different strings were supposed to sound like. I would literally pluck the string and then make a hum like to match the pitch of the string. That way, I was training myself to be more familiar with the different pitches and tones of the guitar, as well as not needing to use a tuner to tune my guitar. And then obviously I would find as many people that play guitar as well, so that way I could play with them and pick up things that they were doing and stuff like that. So literally self-taught. But I had that motivation, I had that drive, and I also didn't, but it started with me not limiting myself. That's where it all began. If I would have limited myself and said, oh, I can't see myself doing that or whatever, then that's where the story ends. It doesn't even go any further than that. No matter how much fucking drive you have, or determination you have, if you can't see it, then it will never fucking happen. So, we need to retrain ourselves to be able to see ourselves doing whatever the fuck it is that we want to do. Now, I just went on a tangent away from the video, and I apologize for that, but I think that was a very good message, especially on this beautiful Friday, that some people need to hear.
the fact that a guy like Jake Paul has about 14.8 million, Instagram followers, I have to pay attention to that. I mean, I'm looking at Logan Paul's numbers here. He's got
Jake Paul, that's his brother's name, Jake, not Ryan.
19.1 million Instagram followers. So he's got an audience there, him and his brother. And, I get all of that. In the sport of boxing, I mean, listen, if you can make the fight on your own and you don't have to use the promoters to do it, they can't control who you're going to fight, when you're going to fight, what kind of audience you're going to end up having, et cetera, that's a beautiful thing. And that's something that can't be ignored, and we understand that. The flip side to it is that I think that I feel sorry for the boxers, because you got legitimate professional boxers out there. I'm not saying that Jake Paul and Logan Paul don't put in the work. Please don't get me wrong. I'm sure that they do it.
So look, I don't feel bad for the boxers. This is my opinion on it. Again, this is America, where you can make whatever happen that you want to happen, as long as you take that chance. Now the boxers, the ones that's been boxing since day one, and Golden Gloves and stuff like that. If they want to fight one of these guys, they can fight one of these guys. Or if they just want to continue on their route to get a title or a belt, then they can do that too. It's not nothing to feel sorry about. Look, the promoters set up this paradigm in boxing where people like Jake Paul can come and do that. Okay, the promoters did that. That's not on the Paul brothers. They see opportunity and they're seizing the opportunity. So no, I don't feel bad for those boxers. Boxing is a sweet science. Keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing to feel bad about. Do I think that these fights are ruining boxing? No, it's not taking. If anything, it's showing a lot of credit to boxing. Like, these YouTubers appreciate boxing, and they're boxing enthusiasts, at least, to the point where they're like, doing boxing training and really wanting to be boxers and stuff like that. I think that's great. I think that's introducing boxing to a whole other generation of people, And then also, if they can keep on up without the promoters, then maybe we can get the promoters out, or have the promoters actually do things that are going to be beneficial for the actual boxers, So I think this is a good thing overall. I just think that some people sometimes don't embrace change, or I don't want to say don't embrace change, initially are just anti-change, no matter what. When things go to change, they're just against it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some things that I don't think need to be changed, but obviously, I'm open to changing most things, because I understand that change is a natural occurrence for the most part. So that's where I'm at on that.
They work very hard at it, from what I'm told. Matter of fact, they're getting trained by professionals and stuff like that. And so I understand they're taking it very, very seriously, and they're to be commended for it, even though they're not going up against, real boxers as of yet. But if you're Floyd Money Mayweather, why?
Why? Because there's a lot of money in it, Stephen A. And you, of all people, should know that, okay? Because you're always talking about the dollars. So that's why. There's a lot of money in it, and obviously, he loves boxing. So he gets to, box, teach this kid. Look, he's gonna get in the ring with this guy, and I'm not saying he's gonna destroy him, Floyd, because he doesn't have to, but he's gonna toy with him. Toy is, in my opinion, the greatest boxer of all time. So, he could be 45, whatever, however old he is. It doesn't matter. Floyd has forgotten more boxing than fucking Logan Paul will ever know. So, that's not even an issue. It's an easy way to make a lot of money and remain relevant, Stephen A. And obviously, you understand that relevancy in this day and age helps with marketing and brand building. Last time I checked, Floyd Money Mayweather is still a boxing promoter, I believe. He has a promotion company. So, it's good for him to remain relevant, especially in boxing. So, I don't know why you would ask that question as to why. But anyway, y'all, that's pretty much it that I want to go over on this video, because I wasn't anticipating I'm going on that whole side tangent about not limiting yourself. But that is kind of the theme that I wanted to do with this, because obviously, the Logan brothers, they're not limiting themselves. They're going out there and they're getting it. And that's the same type of mentality that we have to have. And again, obviously they're doing boxing, and it's not easy to step in a boxing ring. They are putting in work. So you have to keep that in mind. You're not just going to come out here and just fucking, do quote unquote do something and make money or make millions off of it. That's not how it works. You have to literally put in the work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, then you're never going to get anywhere. Okay, again, but it takes the vision. You have to have the vision first, and then obviously you're going to need dedication and drive. But it all starts with the vision. Okay, never count yourself out ever. But that's it, y'all.